How you doing? This is Melvin Brown. Welcome back to Melvin Brown Experience. Today is not going to be a story time, but today is going to be another topic. And this topic, I want to talk about this because this topic is very, very highly sticky and tricky. Now, listen, today's topic is going to be about court case rituals. And I decided to come out with this video because I had this in the archive for about a year and a half. And I just say, you know what? I'm about to give it to y'all. This is how I truly feel about the court case rituals and everything when you do court case rituals. Now, listen, court case rituals is very sticky, tricky situation because everything could go right for you, then all of a sudden things can go wrong. It could be criminal court. It could be child support court. It could be a lawsuit, property court, etc. One situation or one mistake can cost somebody their freedom, their justice, and their financial retributions. Let's continue. When you do a court case ritual, as a client, you must be honest with your spiritual worker. This ain't no petty love work shit that you could lie, make it seem like you the victim. With court case rituals, this is 100% facts because whatever is going against you with the court of law, they have their facts and documentations to back everything up going against you or going with you. I don't care what you do. You be 100% honest. Let the spiritual worker sit there and think. Let me give you an example. If you're coming to a spiritual worker about a court case because you got caught with some drugs, you can't tell the spiritual worker, look, yo, I got planted with evidence. And the whole time, the cops had you under surveillance for months. If you do that, you are at a high risk of losing your freedom. So being honest with your spiritual worker will be the key factor of your freedom. Now listen, if the spiritual worker take your case, picking the right lawyer really will fucking matter. Because if that lawyer is a fighter, your witch doctor can do multiple things with that lawyer in a ritual base to make sure that you can win your freedom. Now, what also plays a key factor for a spiritual worker perspective, your skin color. Why does this matter for a spiritual worker? If your spiritual worker is an African American, male or female, or different type of nationalities, they know if your skin darker, you don't have a fair chance. Or they looking at throwing a book at you. If you're not a certain color. Let me pause for a minute. Racism still exists. And with racism, crazy shit can happen. I've seen people that did small petty crimes and judges was looking to throw the book at them. Let's continue. You have to look at the DA, whoever is trying to give you the time. If the DA is an asshole, more than likely it's going to be a fight. If it's criminal or civil, the jurors plays a big part of a court case ritual. Let me give you an example. If it's a criminal case and you from, let's just say, you from the countryside of the United States, you about 4 hours away from a sundown town, and you're an African-American male and you got jammed up in some bullshit. You go to court, all the jury are older, Caucasian male and females. What are the chances looking for you to have freedom? To be honest with you, 0 to none. That's what I mean, that court cases are very heavy, tricky, and sticky. Let's continue. Child support as a spiritual practitioner with court cases. That is a pretty much easy situation if you got evidence and proof to back yourself. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're white or black in that situation. If you're a woman, more than likely you're going to be successful. It's fucked up. Now, you're a good father and the mother is not being a mother. That's when shit can get tricky and heavy. And that's when magic plays a big part. Look, let me give you an example, because I'm going to start with the examples and everything. So I remember one time my OG went to child custody court. And what I can tell you with child custody court, that's no fucking joke. It's like when child custody court happens, you're going to see a lot of people getting escorted by the fucking guards. Like every fucking 10 minutes, somebody's getting thrown out of court from the guards because it's emotional. And the people that get thrown out the most is the men. And the men always lose the court cases. What I saw when I was in court, the men be losing their court cases. And some of them do deserve to lose their fucking custody or lose their rights to their child. Some of them don't. But at the end of the day, when it comes to child custody and child support, the women always win. That's what I saw. It's not about statistics. That's what I saw when I went to the custody court. When it comes to custody court, it's about playing around with time. And what do I mean by playing around with time? You're going to have to keep pushing the court case back until you have enough concrete evidence to defend yourself against your baby mama, or et cetera, et cetera. Child support is the same thing. Some of these girls I know got pregnant by drug dealers. And some of these drug dealers, sadly, are not smart enough with their money. So basically, I was always victorious when it came to child support, fighting for the women, because they boyfriends, thinking they slick, trying to play with some numbers, wind up backfiring in their face, and they got to pay that amount of money. When there is a court case situation, you have to be honest with your spiritual worker. And as a spiritual worker, you have to be very logical. This is a critical logic situation. This is basically emergency surgery, literally. Because one situation, one herb, one summon, one mistake can cause all that hard work to go in a pure disaster. Now, look, when a spiritual worker do the work, if you 100, this is my philosophy. This is how I feel. Other spiritual workers probably think differently, but this is how I feel. If you are 100% guilty doing some crazy crime, the chances of me taking your case, I'm not going to take it. I might even refund your consultation fee back. Not because I want to. There's universal laws. This could be your karma that you got to go through. And if I step into it and try to help you out this situation, I got some bullshit to deal with, because the universe was trying to deal with you at the moment. And you had to go through what you had to go through. And then you go to a spiritual worker, and the next thing you know, that spiritual worker life is all fucked up because he interfered with what was planned for the universe to happen to the client. Now, before I start with the examples, I want to do something a little different and everything. I just want to be honest with you. If you are in criminal activities and everything, the most I can do, if the judge trying to throw some crazy ass books at you, the most I could probably give you is a fair sentence. So if they was trying to throw the book at you, looking at 10 to 15, I could probably bounce it down, depending on the situation. Bounce it down. Now, it's not guaranteed that could happen. But I'm just thinking in a logical aspect. Everything in magic is not guaranteed. And that is the honest truth. It doesn't matter what it is. You can want somebody to come back in your life. If it's not meant in your destiny, they will come and leave. Magic is very tricky, especially a court case situation. This is some very, 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 very heavy stuff that anything can go wrong. If you're a practitioner or an upcoming practitioner and you want to tap into court cases, choose your case wisely. Like, for example, I don't do criminal cases. I'm more on civil lawsuits and child custody because that seems pretty easy for me and I'm pretty successful at it. Criminal is tricky. Speaking of criminal, I can give you an example. Remember I say I don't do criminal cases? I kind of take it back by only work for the people that was the victim in the situation. So let me give you like a quick story time. So I remember it was the year 2023. A woman emailed me and said, hey, I've been watching your video. Can you help me with the situation? I said, okay, cool. Here's my number. Me and her had a whole consultation. What made it so funny about this consultation that she had a 215 area code, so I'm assuming she was from Philadelphia. And yes, she was from Philadelphia. So, you know, me and her, she's an older woman. Me and her was having a deep, deep conversation and everything. And basically, it was a situation that went down. So basically, in the year 2019, her boyfriend at the time wound up getting an argument with a neighbor. The neighbors wound up jumping him. Now, y'all listen to the story like, okay, that's not a criminal offense. Shit happen like that every day. No, it's not the fact that he got jumped. He got jumped and somebody in that crowd that jumped him stabbed him to a point that he almost died. His lungs collapsed. He lost a lot of blood. And what made it so fucked up, the pandemic happened. So when the pandemic happened, the court case kept on getting pushed back. She was getting really nervous because the people that did that to her ex-boyfriend live a couple houses down. So she was nervous about that. And I had to reassure her, like, you're going to be fine. Them people is not going to do nothing to you. In the meantime, I'm going to put some protection rituals in the air just in case if they do have motives. So when I put the protection ritual in the air, there was a lot of shit going on down the street. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, it don't take a rocket science for y'all to figure out about the situation I told y'all. Her boyfriend had to be in his 50s. The people that jumped him was in their early 20s. So they don't take a rocket science what the people in their 20s was getting into. So let's just say a few things start to happen to him, which I'm not going to discuss, to a point that the same people that jumped that older man had to move off the block because it was drawing too much attention. Let's fast forward. So the year is 2024. My client calls me and tells me this is her court date. I say, all right, I'll be there. So I wake up early. I pray to God and I said, God, give me a sign. I go down fucking City Hall. I go in the court. I'm trying to find the courtroom. I can't find it because they switched the courtrooms. So I'm getting mad as fuck. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. All right, so I text her. No response. I talked to one of the people. They take me to this room. I asked them, I have a family member. Her name is such and such. Her name is this system. They say, yeah, the court case changed. It's all the way up to this floor. I said, all right, cool. I get in the elevator. I take my ass up there. I'm seeing nothing but all these fucking cops. All these fucking cops in the hallway. I'm like, what the fuck? It ain't even that serious. I'm like, all this for one person? And then the cops was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look, I'm trying to find a good court case to spectate on. And he was like, yo, this is the best courtroom right here. I'm like, wow, what's wrong with this courtroom? What's up with this courtroom? What make it the best? He was like, no. In this court case, everybody plead guilty. I'm like, everybody plead guilty? Like, yeah. So the cop was like, yo, you should come in here, yo. I said, why? He said, yo, this guy just plead guilty of a gun possession. And it's connected to 5 bodies, and he don't even know it. I'm like, what? So I go in there. Soon I go in there, I see my client. I'm like, oh, what's up? So I'm assuming the court case actually really worth it because this courtroom that we're in, everybody plead guilty. Let's fast forward. So we in the court. I'm seeing everybody. The dude looking scared as shit. All of a sudden, he plead guilty. He thinking he's gonna get a lighter sentence. Now, with these type of court cases or these courtrooms, if you plead guilty, you have to go to a judge, and the judge will give you a fair chance or could throw the book at you because you plead guilty. So she can give you a light sentence or a harsh sentence. What wound up happening, the judge found him guilty. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, found him guilty with some other charges. And she was like, I played fair, but here's the catch. I don't care that y'all jumped the man. The fact that you stabbed the man while y'all was jumping him tells me a lot about the situation. So he's sitting there. He turned red. He a light-skinned dude, so he turned red. And I walked out like, oh, shit. So all I know is I walked in the hallway. She gave me a hug. She gave me a kiss on the cheek. We still good friends to this day, but that shit was crazy. I'm on my way to the fucking elevator. Next thing you know, one of the court guards, I can't lie to you not, this is a true fucking story. I'm on my way. I guess this is a sign that the universe is giving me like confirmation, hey, you did a good job. So I'm on my way to the elevator. All I know is one of the court guards say, hey, the judge want to talk to you about something. I'm like, about what? You a spectator? I said, yeah, I'm a spectator. He said, no, she like to talk to spectators and everything. She like people coming to her court and just seeing everything. I said, all right, okay, cool. I went there. How do you not? Went there, shook the judge's hand. She was talking to me. We was in the background laughing and shit. She was cussing like a fucking storm. And all I know is the same dude that attacked my client boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend, we got news from one of the guards saying like, yo, the same guy, he want to plead like that. He's mentally insane. And she's like, oh, what the fuck? And I'm just sitting there laughing. But she said, honey, here's my card. Just keep on come spectating. Stuff like that can happen, but that was a good story. That was a good story I had to talk about because I like giving justice to people that really deserve justice. And that's how I work my court case matter. This is Melvin Brown. This is the Melvin Brown Experience. I hope you enjoy the story. Hit the like button, leave a comment, share, subscribe, email me. I'm out.